Is Scott Disick attempting to sabotage Travis Barker and Kourtney Kardashian's relationship? Hi, before we continue, please subscribe to the channel for all Kardashians news and update. Scott Disick seems to be going through a tough time in his life, and some people are beginning to wonder if he might be trying to come between Kourtney Kardashian and her husband, Travis Barker. It's no secret that Scott once had a very deep and emotional connection with Kourtney. They shared many years together, and their relationship was filled with highs and lows. At one point, Kourtney truly loved Scott with all her heart, and she gave him chance after chance, hoping he would change. Unfortunately, Scott continued to make the same mistakes over and over again, and in the end, Kourtney had to walk away. It's easy to see that Scott still has feelings for Kourtney. Even after everything, he seems to carry the weight of losing her. There's a kind of sadness that surrounds him whenever the topic of Kourtney comes up. It's like he's always thinking about what could have been, wondering if things would have turned out differently if he had just made better choices. Fame might have played a role in the way things turned out. Being in the spotlight can make people act in ways they normally wouldn't, and maybe Scott was too young to understand what he had until it was gone. Their story was first shown to the world through the reality show Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Viewers saw their ups and downs, their happy moments, and their painful breakups. Many fans believed they would eventually end up together, that somehow they'd figure it out. But the issues between them were too serious to ignore. Love alone wasn't enough to fix what was broken. Then came Travis Barker, and everything changed. Kourtney found something new with Travis. It was the kind of love she had always wanted. After waiting and hoping for Scott to change, she finally realized it was time to move on. When she did, it was powerful. She became a new version of herself, someone stronger, more confident, and sure of what she deserved. Watching her move forward must have been very difficult for Scott. He looked lost, almost like he was haunted by regret. Now, it seems like Scott is trying to prove that he has changed. He's been spending more time with his kids, showing up as a father, and trying to be the kind of man Kourtney once wanted him to be. But the question is he doing it because he truly wants to grow, or is he trying to win Kourtney back? If his motivation is to impress her, it might not work the way he hopes. Kourtney has likely moved on for good, and even though she probably wants the best for him, that doesn't mean she's interested in going back to what they had. The past between them is filled with emotional scars. There were moments when Kourtney was completely broken because of the things Scott did. There's a video clip from their show that really shows how deeply hurt she was. In it, Kourtney hears a woman's voice on Scott's phone. He gives her an explanation, but you can tell she doesn't fully believe it. Still, she stays. She stays because she loves him so much that she's willing to believe even a half-truth just to hold on to him a little longer. That kind of love is rare and powerful, but also painful. It hurts to see someone give everything they have, only to be let down repeatedly. Kourtney loved Scott in a way that most people only dream of being loved. But Scott didn't appreciate it the way he should have. Eventually, Kourtney had no choice but to walk away. Her heart had been broken too many times, and she needed to heal. That process took time, but it led her to a better place. Some breakups happen all at once, while others are slow and painful. For Kourtney, it was the second kind. Scott didn't just break her heart once, he did it over and over again until there was nothing left. But in the end, that pain became her strength. It pushed her toward a new life, one where she could finally be happy. With Scott, there was always something missing. He could never give her the love she needed in the way she needed it. And no matter how many good moments they shared, the bad ones always came back to ruin things. Kourtney finally realized that staying with him meant giving up her dreams of a true and lasting love. So she let go. That decision wasn't easy, but it was the right one. It gave her the chance to find happiness with someone else, and that someone ended up being Travis Barker. Now, they're married and building a life together. And while Scott might still be holding on to the past, Kourtney is focused on the future. Scott might think about her often. Maybe he regrets the choices he made. Maybe he wishes he could turn back time and fix things. But sometimes, regret isn't enough. Actions speak louder than feelings, and his actions pushed Kourtney away. Some people believe Scott is not just regretting what he lost, but that he's actively trying to come between Kourtney and Travis. It's hard to say if that's true, but it wouldn't be surprising. Watching the woman you once loved build a happy life with someone else can be painful. It might stir up feelings of jealousy or a desire to interfere. But even if Scott is trying to create problems, it might not work. Kourtney seems happy and secure in her relationship with Travis. They support each other and appear to have a strong bond. Whatever Scott does may not be enough to shake that. At this point, Kourtney has likely closed that chapter of her life. She may still care about Scott as the father of her children, but that doesn't mean she wants to be with him again. And she probably won't let anyone come between her and the life she's built with Travis. It's also important to remember that Scott has his own journey to take. He needs to work on himself, not just for Kourtney, but for his own well-being. Trying to interfere in someone else's relationship won't bring him peace. He needs to find happiness within himself, not by holding on to the past or trying to recreate something that's long gone. In the end, Scott and Kourtney's story is one of love, loss, and growth. It's a reminder that not every love story has a happy ending, and sometimes, the best thing you can do for someone you love is to let them go. Kourtney did what she had to do, and now she's living the life she always wanted. Scott might still be struggling, but he has the chance to become a better version of himself. He may look back with regret, but what matters now is what he does going forward. If he truly wants to be better, he'll focus on being a good father, staying healthy, and building a life that makes him proud. Maybe one day, he'll find love again, but it won't be by trying to break up someone else's happiness. Kourtney gave him more than enough chances. She stood by him when most people would have walked away. She believed in him even when he gave her every reason not to. But love alone isn't enough. It takes trust, respect, and commitment, things that were missing too often in their relationship. Now, she's moved on. She's with someone who treats her the way she deserves to be treated. And while Scott might always wonder what could have been, Kourtney isn't wondering anymore. She's living her truth, and she's doing it without looking back. That's the beauty of healing. Even the deepest wounds can fade when you finally put yourself first. And Kourtney did just that. Whatever Scott's motives may be now, they likely won't change the path she's on. She chose peace, and that peace doesn't include the chaos that once surrounded her relationship with Scott. So if Scott truly cares, he'll respect that. He'll stop looking for ways to bring back the past and start creating a future that doesn't depend on Kourtney's presence. Thanks for watching. Please do well to share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more Kardashian updates.